All right, so last thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about how to start to organize your chapters. And Audrey actually asked a really good question, which is, hey, I'm kind of tired of writing stories and writing content. I want to start to organize this into how I might actually make the cases chapter by chapter by chapter. And so we're going to talk a little bit tonight about how to sort of take the content you have and organize it in a way that kind of helps you make these arguments. So the core thing that we're going to talk about is to make this move from the raw content you have in your content index, moving it into the structured content you want to make a case chapter by chapter by chapter. So as you think about it a little bit, we talked about this kind of key step, this draft structure. And that's a lot of the things that we'll talk about in our positioning calls to sort of say, how might you make the broader case in that one? And that's kind of the stuff that we talk about in these cases. And since I picked on Matt last week, a couple weeks ago, we're going to keep continuing his example from our positioning call. So this is, again, exactly what came out of Matt's positioning call. And so I'll pick on Matt's here. When we came out of this one, what was your thoughts of kind of looking at it? Did it help you? Did it have you beat this thing up since we had our first conversation about it?
I was like way more enthusiastic. I felt like there was a lot more direction in terms of where I wanted to go. And it's more clarified because my subject was kind of broad, like about dating and all that. Now it's like, oh, now there's an intersection between happiness and dating. And in fact, it's kind of accelerated the whole interview process. So,
good.
I thought it was like transformative.
And did you sort of, as you've gone through this one, did you change some of these things? Have you changed principles of it? Has it evolved and edited even since that sort of conversation?
Well, I know like the subtitle changed.
Good.
Finding self-love before true love. And like people have loved it so far.
Good.
And I think that was like a good blueprint like how to structure the book.
Good.
And so I really just followed that.
Good. So I think a lot of the pieces here, and as you sort of go in terms of moving from that kind of introduction and the positioning and starting to move your content, is you're going to start to actually like bring sort of depth behind this. So right now these are just words: value time, self-aware, take time for themselves. Those are ideas for potential sort of arguments to make in the context of how you would make an argument as a chapter. So if you think about these things in that way. Key thing though is Matt's got all this content now.